Gryphon and Michelle Creber, and what we'd like to do sorry for the delay. And so if you have a question, what we'd like to do is have you come up to this microphone here, and you can make a line up over here, and we'll get your questions in and try to answer as many of them as you can. So, come on up, and if you are young, then you get priority. So anybody that's, younger.
Oh, come on. You're 68, young?
Much better.
First off,
hello.
Welcome to Tampa, Florida. I hope the travel wasn't too much of a hassle.
No, it wasn't. It was actually pretty good when I took a red eye. What day was that? That would have been
yesterday.
So I got sleep because we flew business class, and it's so worth it because you can actually move.
Now, I have a question here for each of you here, one each. What was the most difficult part of doing Apple Bloom? Like you saw maybe a line going, come on, don't do that. You're going to make me say this. And as for you, I know this has been talked about, especially in John Delancey's documentary, but what was it like for you being a Brony in the military? Like, was it rather hard for people to kind of realize that and accept it?
Okay, well, to answer my question, I think what you're asking is what's the hardest part about doing Apple Bloom's voice in a session?
Yeah. What's the hardest thing that they ever asked you to do with Apple Bloom's voice?
Clarity. It's a really hard voice, compared to how it used to be. Like when I was younger, because the voice is quite high pitched, it was easier. Now it's getting harder. It won't it's not ridiculous. It's not like I can't do it anymore. It's just it's a little bit more of a challenge as the voice actor to. I think he likes my answer. That's good. But yeah, and also clarity, with the lines, because it's. All of us who have the country accent, like Applejack, Big Mac, Granny Smith especially, because she.
So like drunk
Director Terry's like, Tabitha, what did you say? But yeah, so we all have a little bit of issue with clarity sometimes, but that's just because it's a southern accent, and we want it to be nice and clear for you to hear what we're saying. So yes, that's pretty much it. A particular line. There's a quinceañera today, and everybody in my class will be there, and it's all that jazz, and I can't, and I want it now.
I want it now.
I can't say that anymore. There's a quinceañera today, and everybody in my class will be there, and all of their cutie marks, and I'm the only one, and I want to get the cutie mark, and I don't want to not have it,
And I really want to go to the park.
scuba diving.
They're going to have watermelon there, and I really like watermelon.
And then I'm going to go to the place, and then I want it now! I did it!
Right, being a Brony in the military, yes, the military is, it's like a judgmental family sometimes, everyone's really close, especially in your division, because you have to be. You're with these guys, especially when you're overseas, which I was stationed in Japan, so I was overseas. So you're with them pretty much all the time. And sometimes they're the only guys that actually speak English, so you kind of have to be with them. And interestingly, it was never difficult for me. I've never had a problem just kind of being myself. Personally, I like to be different. You know what I mean? I don't know. It makes me.
It's not hard for you.
Oh yeah, it's difficult. I have to try to be different. But I feel like it's always kind of frustrated me how society tends to favor the status quo. They want if you don't act exactly like these other people act, then you're not accepted. That, I guess, hive mentality I don't think is very beneficial to individuals.
It's poopy.
It's poopy. It's quite poopy. Yes, that's the layman's term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is, they give you a hard time about pretty much anything. And when they found out about that, they did tease me a lot for it. Good-natured. And I just had fun along with them. I was like, oh yeah, you know me, man. I'm freaky. But eventually, I think every single one of the guys that I knew came up to me and said that they envied my self-confidence. So, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
Excellent.
Hoorah! 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 All the voices, hoorah!
So we will line up over here, guys, against that wall. Yeah, that's okay, go ahead.
I have a question for. Hi.
Hello.
I have a question for Michelle. Yes. Is it difficult to sing in character, like in addition to doing an accent for Apple Bloom, you also have to sing like that? Right. Is that a good question? Singing. Okay, well, the thing about Apple Bloom is that she's not supposed to be horrible and she's not supposed to be really good. She's like right in the middle of Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle. And that's kind of like
As a
Sweetie Belle's
singer.
supposed to be like she's amazing, and that's funny
As
because
a singer, you're
so
talking
that was
about.
technically me being unmodest, not really unintentionally. So Apple Bloom is supposed to be like, you know, and Daniel, when we did one of the songs, I don't remember which one it was, but he had no, I do. It's the rock one. What is that one?
We are the cutie.
Well, what is it called?
Cutie mark. I don't know.
Is it really?
I believe you.
Oh, okay.
Showstoppers is the
Okay.
episode. Is that what you said?
Got it. So that, so when we did that, Daniel had to pitch my voice, like he had to make it pitchy. So it was interesting because like, it was hard to, I haven't really sung for Apple Bloom that much, but when I have, again, like it's kind of complicated because I don't want it to make it too good, don't want to make it too bad, but it's not hard to sing in the voice per se, it's just how she sings. So.
And we actually have a whole panel tomorrow, if you look at the schedule, about singing in character. That's on the panel that we'll be participating with tomorrow.
Yes.
So, yeah, feel free to join that. Great, thank you. Oh, well. That's not going to work.
Excellent. Oh, he's got a sonic screwdriver. Yes.
There we are. Okay. First off, I have to congratulate you on your amazing talent, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing I would like to ask is Mr. Gabriel there. I am making kind of a radio, kind of YouTube episode, and I'd like your permission to use one of your songs.
Sure. Wow, did you come to this con to ask me that question?
I'm sorry?
No, I just said, did you come to this con to ask me that question?
That was one of the reasons.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Yes, absolutely. And for the record, if you guys ever need to ask me a question that has something to do with something like that, using one of my songs, you can direct message me on YouTube. I check them probably once a week. I check them probably like once a week. Really? Oh, no. Well, and also, you know, I do get busy, but I do check them eventually. And if the question is something like, can you use one of my songs? My answer is yes, as long as you give credit to who owns it in the description somewhere. That's my only stipulation. Because it's an honor that you guys like my music, and I think...
Stipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eloquent.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I said because it's an honor if you guys like my music, and I'm not going to be stingy about it. I made it for you guys, so...
You and your brother do an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
And all of you do just amazing work.
Thank you.
I love all of your work. So.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you. And allons-y.
Allons-y.
Hello.
Hello, Applejack.
Hello.
I would like to ask Michelle Creber, can you please give us a little tips on how to become a voice actor in any other nation, please?
Okay. Well, this is what my mom always says. The most important part of the word voice acting is acting. So as good as it is to have a bunch of different voices, to have a big repertoire, that you go to British accent, all these different things, right? But when it comes down to it, like shows for like The Hub, like My Little Pony, Littlest Pet Shop, whatever you're auditioning for, you have to have good acting training, right? And in fact, the best training for voice acting is theater, because it's big and it's not subtle, right? Because voice acting, you have to get your voice across to the audience, and they can't see you, they can't see your motions, right? Well, thank gosh they don't, because in the studio we look like maniacs. We're like, into the mic, this is how we act. So it's really important to have some kind of theater training. I mean, on-screen acting training is good, but if you're really just wanting to focus on voice acting, honestly, I would do theater. Also, like, just getting comfortable with your voice that's what helps you when you're on stage. Is get used to people hearing your voice. Also record your voice, see what it sounds like, and I'm not saying that having voices isn't a good thing as well. Like, it is a really good thing to have a bunch of voices, but just voice acting. So that's like one of my big tips.
And actually, I just want to say, when I say it, it's not just training. Some people have training, and some people do it naturally. It's the experience of it. So,
Yeah.
So doing it.
That's what I mean, like getting on
lot.
stage. Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be that you sign up for
Sorry, no,
classes.
that's
Classes can be great, but you get involved and you do as much in that realm and getting all those other things.
Thank you for clarifying, because that's what I meant to say. Yeah. Like also experience.
Thank you so much, you guys. You are the best guy, coolest guys I ever met. This is coming from a girl who is having having her first Brony con today.
Wow.
Awesome.
Raise your hand if this is your first convention. Amazing!
Wow.
Amazing! It just keeps getting better and better. Guys, fantastic. Thank you very much for the question.
And our next question.
You good, sir.
Yeah, this is my first BronyCon as well. Gabriel, first off,
Yes.
question for you. As a sailor, I can say anchors away to you instead of hoo-ah. I know that's what you're supposed to say.
Yes, I know.
So,
I don't give people on.
no worries. Question for you. Where in Japan were you stationed? Because that's where I was for 3 years in Yokosuka.
Really? I was in Yokosuka.
As a data processing technician. What was your rate?
I was an MU in Yokosuka. I was the lead singer of the 7th Fleet Band. So we,
Nice. There you go.
yeah, we have the old theater.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I remember that. And then,
Why don't you just tell them a little bit more about your Navy history? Because a lot of people don't know the kind of stuff you did in that, and then we can...
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't start out as a musician. I joined for the Navy SEALs, as a lot of people did.
okay.
And I got through the PSD. I got into the program. It was a couple months into pre-buzz, and I broke my femur in a skydiving accident. Yeah. And so
badass.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Thank you. And
Could have stopped it. I'm not gonna move on all the time.
she teases me because it was kind of my fault because I had a stuck slider to parachute malfunction. Instead of pulling my reserve, I tried to fix it, and I couldn't fix it in time, and I hit the ground pretty hard. So that's why she says I could have, whatever. They give you a really hard time if you pull your reserve and they think you could have fixed your issue. But anyway, whatever. So yeah, then the inability to run kind of got me kicked out of all the special operations, which was frustrating. And then I went gunner's mate for a little while.
Okay.
And then while I was in GMA school in TSC Great Lakes, I was volunteering for the on-base choir, because when you do that, you don't have to stand watch. And so,
Yeah, I know how that works.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And so then the chaplain started talking to me, and he said, "Hey, have you considered auditioning for MU?" I was like, "What?" It's like, musicians, they're Navy musicians. I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah," and they only serve 4 years also. I was like, "Really?" Because at that point, if I couldn't be in Spec Ops, I was just kind of hoping to ride my term out and go into marine biology, which is what I wanted to do. And yeah, so I auditioned and I got in, and then I was stationed in Millington, Tennessee, and for 8 months, and then they flew me out to Japan. So,
When was 7th Fleet Band? So that
yeah,
was great. So
it was pretty cool.
that's nice. So yeah, I've got some friends who are still with 7th Fleet Band out there. So
Really? I might know them.
Yuchiro White.
Who?
Yuchiro White.
Then no, I don't. Wait, like Kenji White?
Yeah, Kenji White.
I do know Kenji. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Winky's son. So I did Japan with Winky back in the 90s.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
did.
gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
Small world.
No worries. Yeah, small world. So, and then young lady, I have a question for you.
You're the young lady, I presume.
please don't take this the wrong way.
Okay.
But I used to do some stuff with the writers on Kim Possible. And one of the things that happened was there was a gentleman by the name of Sean Fleming, was one of the voice actors on that. And he aged out of the
Right.
part in Jim Tim. Is because you started out as a much younger voice actress on this show. Is there a concern that you will age out of the part?
That's a very good question. Yeah, they. Well, how much can I say about that process? Can I say that?
I don't, I can't tell. It's one second.
NDAs are being discussed. Always watching.
Okay.
No, it's just some information you can't really give or not give. But I think really the one thing that's really important to note is that boys, unfortunately, have a much more difficult time, and they often do age out of characters. And in fact, she's played some boys where the original boy aged out because women can play men's voices. But as she said near the beginning, she can still do the voice, but she just has to work harder to pitch higher than she did when she was younger. So it is a concern because you have to be much more aware of it. But it's for girls, it's a lot less of a challenge to do it than for boys.
Do you think your voice has gotten to its final phase, or do you think it's going to keep changing? You're 20, you'll talk like this.
It's gone like, I don't know, I don't think it's gonna change really.
Well, love your performance on the show. Loved your stuff yesterday. It was so random. It was amazing. So thank you very much for all of that.
That was so much fun.
I have good news for anybody. How many of you saw the comedy show yesterday, The Music and Madness? Okay. I have good news for you because we're adding a second one today, and I'm going to tell you more. Yes, and I'm going to tell you more about it after. It's going to be even more epic and exciting. So it's going to be this afternoon at. Let me think about the time. It's going to be it's going to be at 4 o'clock. This afternoon at 4 o'clock. So I'll give you location and more details before we wrap up here. Come on up.
I just wanted to know, both of you guys have collabed on Thriller and Tweet It. And I was wondering, like, what made you choose those songs to, like, cover or whatever, or for, like, Michael Jackson? And also, what was the experience of Tweet It? Because you used so many clips from so many different places and how that all worked.
Well, the first collaboration we did was Beat It, and then there was just some joking about Tweet It, and it just
Dad and I were in the kitchen one day.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Twitter, and then we were both like, tweet it, tweet it. And Mom's like, came into the kitchen, what was that? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, that's good.
And then you Skyped me, and you were like, I was like, oh, that could work.
I do not make faces like that when I skip.
Oh, yes, you do.
Once Michelle and her dad started joking around with Tweet It, changing the lyrics to Tweet It, I really did start thinking about it, and I did start Skyping with Gabe, and we started just collaborating, Michelle and Gabe and myself and Michael, Michelle's dad, my husband, and Natalie.
Yeah. And Andrea eventually.
Well, she didn't do any of the writing, so we wrote all the lyrics, all the parody lyrics, and then ultimately Mando Pony wrote the rap part, but we started recording it, and we just, as we were traveling, this is our 16th convention, Michelle and I, and so as we started traveling to all the conventions, we just started filming people doing it, and that's where we got a lot of those clips from, and then we got a lot of people to submit clips, and it took a long time, and then Gabe did the majority of the editing, and it just was, a big project that grew and grew and grew. And then Thriller was just a Halloween treat for everybody. But let me get back.
All right, that's actually all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
But Gabe, you already did a lot of Michael Jackson stuff in the Navy band before that, right? I mean,
Indeed.
When we started brainstorming about a song to do for 80s Week on Everfree Network, we were thinking, maybe Michael Jackson. That's how the Michael Jackson thing started. We have a new Jackson cover coming out. and it's the three of us and Andrea Libman all together. So that's
She is
coming
an
out soon.
adorable voice.
Yeah.
She is the cutest speaking voice ever.
So
If you guys
funny.
haven't met Andrea, she speaks like that naturally, like Fluttershy.
She just talks like this, and it's her normal speaking voice, and it's really cute.
In fact,
You're singing?
when we did Tweet It,
Yes.
and Andrea came over to our studio to record her vocal part. And Gabe was not back in North America yet. He was still in Japan. And when I played him the recording that we did, he said, "Aren't we going to get in trouble for using her character voice?" And I said, "No, that is her voice." And he hadn't met her in person yet. Do you remember that?
Yeah, so I remember. I actually told her the story before you finished it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to apologize in advance if this question is one you've heard.
That's fine.
Right. Your skills of singing and acting, would you feel that they're at all innate or something you've had to develop?
I love that question,
That's a
actually.
good
It's a great
question. That's a good question.
I would say there's a portion that's hereditary. To use the word innate, and I like that word, I thought I'd use another word that was similar to it. That kind of meant the
What's
same thing.
interesting, I feel like I can't
You
talk
cannot
about
mind.
this.
Really, the voice actress is having trouble speaking into the mic.
Yes, well, so yes, what I
It's
was
like
saying.
this.
Well, what I was saying is, I think actually acting is more like that. You have to feel like you have to develop
You
acting.
definitely do. I was saying part of
More
it's
than
hereditary.
Singing, you know?
Well,
Do you
I think
agree?
you
Do
need,
you agree?
I don't know. No, for
I don't
me,
know.
I have really had to develop singing. You're not,
I don't know.
especially with like being versatile, you have to practice all the time.
I guess I didn't really take in all my like early singing lessons because I just had them every
I
single
never
day.
had any singing lessons, but
Right.
the point is you still have to practice.
That's true. I don't know, like I just feel like, I guess what I mean is in the last couple of years, I feel like acting training has helped.
I haven't had
acting
any of that either,
better.
but I don't think I'm.
Never mind, I don't know. That's
I
just
think
what
No, I'm
That's
saying
what
I
I
don't
was
think I'm a
thinking.
good actor. I don't
Well-
consider. Okay, but no.
That's not true.
Yes, I think it's a little bit of both. I think, but I still think it's possible. It may be more difficult for someone who isn't born, like maybe to a musical family or to someone who sings, to learn to sing. But I still think it's possible. It just might take a little bit more work. It's just like you.
Check. No, it was on, but it was an off for a second. I agree with what Gabe is saying. Really, what it is that it's hard to tell with them, with either of them, whether it's how much is nature versus nurture, because they both grew up in families that were very musical. Even
You're
if,
singing like every day.
in Michelle's case, both of her parents are professional musicians, and we both teach, and she was constantly exposed to that kind of thing. And Gabe's case, his family is very musical, very artistically inclined.
My parents are both professional musicians too.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, you're right. So both of them
forgive
come
you.
from that kind of both of them come from that kind of family. He's right though. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that it's a little easier to do it if you've been in that environment the whole time. So the thing is to create that kind of environment for yourself where you are doing it all the time. And you get involved in as many things as possible. So I do believe after 30 years of teaching that everybody is capable of achieving much greater levels than they have, but some people have to work out a little harder depending on what background they came from. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Apple Bloom.
Hello.
Hello.
Brown Gryphon,
Ron.
Rochelle, nice to see you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm so thirsty.
That's okay.
Okay.
You could have drank that while you were standing in line.
Yeah.
I'm talking, please.
Okay.
This is a question for Michelle. Ring, ring. It's from I work for the Equestrian Choir, and they sent me out here to talk to you. I want to know if there's a rift between you and your father because he worked on the Banana Phone song, but you're Apple Bloom. Do y'all ever get into fights and throw fruit at each other? I know this isn't a very appealing question, but it's the core of the issue.
Yeah, there's been some tension, definitely, in the family since I booked the role. Sometimes we'll be in the kitchen and, I'll go for an apple, he'll go for a banana, and there's just be this long stare, silence.
I can see that this question's bothering you. I don't think you should have asked that.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just...
No, I had to, though. What's your political position on vegetables?
No politics.
No, please be quiet,
It's
I'm
not-
talking. Gabe. No, stop talking!
Politics.
Security! Hey, that's mine!
So, Saber Spark made it as you can see.
That's how we always say hello. He tackles me with lots of love and hugs.
How are y'all doing?
Great.
Good. Welcome finally to the gala?
Yes.
How about you guys? Awesome. Very good. You're right to behave my... I just spilled water all over my butt.
Good. It wouldn't be a con if I had water on my butt. I was going to say, you're going to have to cover my chiropractic charges, okay?
I'll do it.
Don't you do it, though? I do. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, don't squish your banana. Whatever you do, don't squish the banana.
All right. We're going to film this. I'm going to need for a lawsuit. Wait.
I should have put the microphone on the cracks.
Afraid to ask which cracks.
So, Saber Spark is here, and he is going to join us. Yes, let's have you join us. And he's going to join us for the comedy panel at 4 o'clock, the Who's Line panel.
Yes.
I'm sure we're
Take his chair, take
So,
his
if you have any questions, where's my chair?
Okay,
You got a chair for the audience. So yeah, now if you have any questions for Saber Spark, as well as us, go ahead. Thank you, my son.
That was all quite a blur. Yeah, I'm not sure how to follow that up.
Sorry, that may have been staged.
Yeah.
No.
No. This is definitely not my hat.
That's how I make friends. I beat them up.
Mine's just gonna be a little bit more boring. Like, how quickly after you meet someone do you bring up, oh yeah, I'm a voice actor on My Little Pony, or I make My Little Pony songs.
Well, that's a funny question. I really like that question.
Like, not counting when you meet people here at con.
Yeah,
They
no,
know
I
who
know
you
what you
are.
mean, like just people outside of conventions and
Yeah.
work and stuff. That's a good question. Okay, so the thing with voice acting is people don't recognize your face. And for this show, more than other shows, though, we get recognized because we go to conventions, we're always talking to you guys, like, you guys recognize our faces. But other people wouldn't, but a lot of people know about the show that aren't Bronies, and, well, kind of like half Bronies. Like, they don't go to conventions, but they'll be like, oh yeah, no, my little sister watches the show. Yeah, me, I don't watch the show.
Let me get an autograph for my little sister.
Yeah, exactly.
name
And
is
so there'll be
Fred.
a lot of people that I will have had contact with, like just if I don't know, like there've been people like at the beginning of my dance year who were new that it took them months to realize that I was the voice of Apple Bloom. Not any of my close friends are kind of close friends with like people that are in younger grades. And so one day I'll just be talking with something and be like, yeah, I'm going to Tampa next week. And they'll be like, why are you going to Tampa? I'm like, oh, I'm going to a pony convention. What do you mean pony convention? I was like, oh, I'm a voice of My Little Pony. What? Who? How? What? Where? When? Like, yeah. And so they're always so surprised because my voice doesn't, like, even now that I'm getting older too, when I'm just talking regularly, I don't sound anything like Apple Bloom. So it's pretty funny when I know someone or not know someone, but like I've seen them a lot for like months on end, and then all of a sudden they're just like, "You're on My Little Pony! What?
That's how it was for me. No. Well, as far as bringing it up for me, I don't bring it up unless it comes up in conversation. Just like you wouldn't talk about what your job was unless someone asked you. You know, it's for me, it is. I do love what I do, and I do love that it's kind of becoming my living. You know, that's great. But I don't kind of think of it really as a bragging right so much as just something that I love to do. You know, so if when I talk to somebody, that's not where I find my identity in the things that I do. Those are my pastimes, those are my hobbies, things that I enjoy. And if they ask me that, then I might mention that. But I don't typically bring it up unprovoked. You know what I mean? Like, hello, nice to meet you. I write music for a show called My Little Pony Fandom.
Niels.
Provoked?
Yes, unprovoked.
Thank you very much. Very good question. I like
Just so
that.
you know, since the panel started late, we're running it till 12:15, and so the audience knows too.
Excellent. I will check my...
I'll check mine first.
I will check mine.
Check mine first.
It is 11:45.
11:45.
You were the first time first?
I was the 9:45.
Hi, I have a question for the both of you. Sorry.
She meant you and me, Saber.
Have you thought of any more pony-fied covered songs yet?
Pony-fied cover songs.
Because I think I may have a few suggestions for you.
Oh my goodness.
Like maybe We Built This City on a Harmony and Brony Brony after Billy Idol.
That would be cool. Yes. Why don't you have a mic?
You know Dusty Cat, right?
Dusty.
He does a bunch of those kind of covers where he'll take like an old song and ponify with lyrics. So I know that's like one of his things. So if you ever want to, you should message him on YouTube and tell him about your ideas. Because I guarantee he will do it.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I do.
Just your couch.
I can't do any of those. I can't sing on any of the fan songs that are about ponies, like actually that are rip-offs of the songs in the show. It's like I'm under a contract and everything, and there's so many things that I can't do, and it's all dandy, not really at all. Yeah. I know. It wasn't supposed to be audible. I said, bagel, the bagel.
Peanut butter.
Next.
Okay, this is for Black Gryphon versus and Michelle Creber. So I had the guys from Florida, Florida based equestrian on my show, Cast. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to plug. But did you ever find yourself like converting any of your fellow military members to bronies?
So close. So I came really close. A lot of them were like, okay, let's see this thing. And they'd watch an episode and they'd go, that was stupid. Then they'd walk away. Then they'd come back and be like, let's see another one. Yeah, that was stupid, but my favorite's the purple one. And then they'd walk away. You know? So I have friends who are more accepting of it, but I don't think any of them really became bronies. And unanimously, their favorite's the purple one.
And for Michelle, if and when Apple Bloom gets her cutie mark, what do you think it will be?
I always said that I thought Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle and Aquamoon's cutie mark would be connected in some way. Like, if they're all like the same heart, but they have like something unique inside of that heart, so it's like they're all connected, like something about friendship, or like I have no idea. A turnip, I like that.
A turnip with an apple in it.
A volcano.
Shooting apples.
Yes. So many different.
Submarine made of apples.
Teletubby, I like that. Yeah.
Satisfied customer full of apples.
And the next question is for Jane. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
I like your costume.
I love your
It's very
cosplay,
cool.
but you sound like Fluttershy.
Oh, I have a question for Michelle.
Yes.
I'm like auditioning for Apple Bloom for like a fan comic thing. Do you like have any tips for voicing the character?
Oh, yeah. It will.
Stop eating that!
I know how much you like hair. That was delicious, by the way. Thank you.
Well,
So, go on.
You ruined my hat.
Nice hat.
tip talking like apple bloom, or just talking. Okay. Well, hula baha. I don't know. This is a hard question. I thought it would be easy, but now that I'm trying to go into it, I'm like, cha-hua.
How do you voice like you?
I don't know. Okay, well the thing is that like Apple Bloom, I've done her voice for so many years that I can't even really analyze it. Man. Okay. Well, she.
You're in trouble.
I have no idea. I don't know how to.
little nasally, right? You point it up through here, and you do the accent.
You're going
It's
down
one
in
that I
flames,
can say.
kid.
I'm gonna add.
Buy some
Aren't
apples.
you safe run? Okay.
That's the one.
So. I'm sorry. I can't. This is so hard. I've never had. This is actually one of like the hardest questions I've ever had. Okay. It's. Okay. It's like it's up. It's nasally kind.
It's like nasally, and you kind of have to. My mouth always kind of looks like this when I do Apple Bloom. And aren't you gonna stay for brunch? And I have like my mouth always open wide, and I don't know what else to say.
And that's the new character she
pretty much
voices.
it.
Called Doobie.
Hey man,
Hey, do it.
I'm
Do
the
it
fourth
crack.
kid in my Crusader.
Do it crack.
Come with Edmonton.
Doobie and Cracky.
Dewey and Cracky, Vincent Tong, and
Right, Cracky?
That's a danger
Yeah,
zone.
yeah.
And Dewey. So
She said
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, that was such a hard question.
Yeah, actually, I think when you demonstrated it, that was probably the best because
I don't
showing
feel like I helped
how
at
you.
all.
No, because showing how you shape your face actually does help a lot. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your shirt. I like
Yeah,
your shirt.
totally.
My question's for Gabe and Saber. What was the moment?
Yes! The South will rise again!
What was it that made you want to switch from just watching the show to creating content for the fandom? Like, what inspired you to just make that jump for a lot of shows you normally wouldn't?
We talked about that last night, didn't we? Didn't we, Mr. Spark?
Yes, Mr. Brown.
It wasn't like we went into it saying, like, oh my god, we're gonna just do this and get a ton of views, and that's never the case. It's more like we went into it saying, man, I really have fun watching this show, it gets me excited. I want to do more than just watch, I want to make something about it. That's something Please, all right, I'm talking. Go in the corner. 2 minutes. No, time out. No, the corner. Corner? I can't take this guy anywhere, right? Sit down. No, give me the microphone. Michelle, you will answer on his behalf, okay? Gabe, come on, where's a special occasion? Get back up here. But no ice cream. To answer your question, it wasn't that we went into it saying we're doing this for the sake of getting popular reviews or anything like that. That's always a dumb reason. We did it because we had fun watching the show and we wanted to do more than just watch it. We wanted to do something that we, a form of, a venue of creation that we're, I guess, enjoy and tied in with the show. So for Gabe here, it was for initially animation and then music. For me, I still can't figure it out to this day. I just made a dumb video for a science or for a sociology class, and then it just took off from there. So, yeah, that's how you don't really plan it. You just kind of fumble into it yourself.
Thank you.
Oh.
Was that satisfying?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I love all your content.
Oh, thank you very much.
And, sorry. And, how do Black Gryphon and Michelle, how do you guys know each other? How did you meet?
There was an asteroid that struck our planet
Yes.
long ago.
Yes.
We met on the shuttle over to Earth.
Yes.
I punched her in the face.
It was a great thing.
We became friends.
That's
On my planet, that's how you become friends.
As you've expressed.
Thank you.
Also,
I was acting.
Punch me, friend. In the face.
Now look how
sometimes they'll just be like, hey Michelle, you can punch me in the face. And I've actually punched him in the face because it's just like, just punch me in the face. It doesn't hurt him.
No!
And I'm actually like pulling for and he's like,
She punches like
and
a
the
girl.
first time I was like, but now it's just like, okay.
Yeah, face punch.
It's painful, but then he also taught me that the best way to punch someone, like if you're actually in danger, is right?
Yes, use your ulna so you don't break any hand bones.
You want to do that next time for Diamond Tiara and Solar Spooks?
Yeah.
I'll be like, I taught her well.
Headbutt.
That I did not teach her.
Season 5.
Well, the question.
Oh
The question.
yeah, the question.
Hello.
Beloved question.
The
What did you
question.
answer?
So we met actually. Well, we began collaborating on that Beat It song when I was still stationed in Japan. Final Draft introduced us. Final Draft. And yeah, Monique saw some of my stuff and apparently liked it enough that she thought I was worthy of a collaboration, and so we worked together. And then, did I burp into the microphone?
Yes.
That's a good banana. Yeah. Then the Navy let me, talking about like acceptance in the military, they went from teasing me to actually giving me leave when no one else in the band had leave, because we take block leave in the Navy band. And they let me fly from Australia to Baltimore last year for BronyCon, and that's where I met them. And Saber for the first time, and Race, and everybody.
No, we met before.
Jackson.
Yes,
we did. Well, I met you first. You came to my house.
Apparently it wasn't that great of an encounter because you forgot.
Well, I thought it was so fresh in my mind because so much happened that I thought it happened later than BronyCon.
Just like my love life, everything's forgettable.
That's because there's not anything to forget. Yes. But anyway, yeah, so like in 3 days, I cannot express how much I felt like the Creber said, I'm going to be savvy for a moment here. I felt like they were, yes, you can cry if you want. They were like, I don't know what it was. They just felt like a second family. It was really weird. And when I left, when I had to leave, and I had to say goodbye to them, it was really hard, and I didn't think it would be. I don't know, it was interesting. And apparently...
I was just like, bye, see ya.
Yeah, well, yeah, but...
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, it's an indescribable bond. So yeah, we kept in contact, and
It's a really random...
Yeah, but we kept in contact, and we've been working together ever since, and now I have the same agent as she does, and I have the same manager, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Does anyone notice that when I yawn, I go like this?
Like you're chopping an invisible apple. Method acting.
Another question. Black Gryphon, how did you come across My Little Pony, and how did you become a fan?
An asteroid struck my planet once. Actually, I saw a random clip. I saw the "She's an evil enchantress" clip, and I was like, I have to see some context. So I watched the episode, and I was like, huh, that's not what it was when my sisters liked it. Yes, actually it is.
No, that's the first one that Apple Bloom's like featured
Yeah,
in. That's not the
character,
first one
yeah.
I recorded. The first one I recorded
So that was the
called
first
Beauty.
episode I watched. And then I forgot about it for a little while. Then I saw some fan art that featured a Gryphon, and I love Gryphons. The name Black Gryphon, I made that when I was 14. That didn't come from the show. I liked Gryphons from the movie The Chronicles of Narnia. So yeah, that's yes. So so then when I saw that fan art, I looked up that episode, and I didn't like Gilda, but I realized that I remembered the characters from the other episode I'd seen a couple months ago, and so I was like, I'm bored, I'll watch another one, and another one, and another one, and I watched everything, and then I was like, wow, when's the next episode coming out? And so yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then I started doing fan art on DeviantArt, and I did some animations, and I did some music, and now I'm doing this. So it's kind of escalated. Thank you.
Hello. Did you have a question?
I like doing that. Hello.
Professionals.
My God does it so
I
fast.
love your shirt.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Well, first of all, I just want to start by saying
I want to start by saying I do love like all three of your work. I think you all do like a really good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, his is the best, obviously.
Yeah.
Without question.
In fact, I'll give you the first question.
Me? Okay.
Sales spot?
He's talking about this.
I was actually wondering like, I was
Yes.
I was just wondering like the longest time. Like I've seen like the videos where you and a bunch of other Bronies like react to like the season 4 premiere and the season 4 finale.
Yeah, Brony's React by
Brony's React.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wondering like how do you all like get together and collab that?
I wish RaceBest was here. To be honest, it's always difficult to not have him at these cons. He's like my other half. But I ship it. But
he's the one who came up with the series. He's the one who puts it together. What he does is he will pick an episode, announce it to a certain amount of people he wants on the episode of Brony's React. He'll send out a list of questions. We then get on our cameras, respond to certain questions or the ones we want to, turn that footage back to him. He puts it together, uploads it on YouTube. That's how he does it.
And also, and
actually get together.
And also those like other jokes that you do like in between, like in the episode.
One more time?
Those like other jokes that you those like pauses where you react to like a certain part of the episode. All those jokes that you make.
Yeah.
That you guys like go together. Do you all like react afterwards or like?
It depends. It's different for each person. Like, you know, Gabe is on the series, and like for me, I'll watch the episode with my friends when it comes out, and then I'll rewatch it again and kind of have a little bit of a heads up of what to react to. But my thoughts and my ideas are still like what they would have initially been if I watched the episode for the first time. But you have some people like Dean Notive who will watch it for the first time and be filming himself, so his reactions are genuinely, you know, him reacting to it for the first time. So it differs from person to person. Some people script it out, some people just improv it.
And another question I had for Michelle and Gabe. What was it? Oh yeah. Was there any songs that you want to do but you just couldn't do, like any like rejects, I should say?
Any songs that I want to do, but what?
No, any songs that like you both of you want to do or you in general just want to do but you just didn't do it, or it's like any rejects, I should probably say.
Ideas that they had to do.
Yeah, that.
Well, we've been working on one song for over a year, and we haven't finished it yet because we're not so close.
But that's an original.
Yes, an original song that we're working on that we're not 100% happy with. That's what I said. I did not. I know the lyrics to that song. Okay. Hello. So yeah, there a lot of times we'll be like, we should totally do this. We'll be like, yeah. And then the hype's not enough for us to actually go through with it, or we get really busy filming a TV series or something.
Or then we're like, no, we hate it.
Or then we decide we hate it. Or she decides that we hate it. So yeah, the answer is yes, definitely. And then as for Brony's React, if you were talking about like the jokes, you mean a lot of times there's Q&A, right?
And like all those like how you all like react to certain like moments in the show.
Race sometimes when he'll give us like a breakdown, he'll say, these are the scenes that I'd like you to react to, but you can react to all of them. I watch the whole episode and I send him one little super long video. He does hate me for that. And he also hates me that a lot of my reactions are facial expressions, so he can't go by audio cues.
I know. He has to watch the entire hour-long footage of Gabe recording himself.
And pausing and being, I don't like the way I did that, let me do that again. Yeah, because a lot of times the reaction immediately is visceral, and then you kind of translate it into words, and so what Saber was saying, watch it over again. It's kind of what you gotta do. It's not like the reactions aren't genuine, they are, but when you watch an episode, you don't go, I think Twilight should have done this. You know, you just watch it. So yeah, that's kind of what it is, bringing our thoughts into fruition.
All right, thank you. It's great to see you here.
No problem, thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, 10 more minutes, so let's go through these questions as quickly as possible because we want to get everyone in. We want to do.
This is a question for Michelle.
Yes.
But, who is, she's still lovely, I mean, very
Oh, no.
entertaining. I need her fainting sofa.
Yes.
There's a really good fainting sofa over there, actually.
besides the one you voice? Pinkie Pie. I always said that. I totally. Also, Granny Smith, because it's the most fun character to watch being recorded, because Tabitha is hilarious. And the crap that she makes, like, not crap as in it's terrible, but like, it's so nonsense. Because Granny Smith is like, woo, that's what I mean by crab cakes. But it's so funny, the stuff that she comes up with. She'll be like, oh, sweet doodle, poodle noodle, and woodle noodle, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah, so those are my two favorites. Thanks. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Now you can go faint. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Can you do a No. Can you do a Bane apple bloom?
Wait, what?
A Bane apple bloom.
No, Bane, you know, like the...
Oh, Bane Apple Bloom.
Bane Apple
Like Bane as in Batman, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Of course. You have my permission to eat apples?
Bane and Apple Bloom?
Parrots.
Some apples. Aren't you gonna stay for bread?
Aren't you going to stay for brunch, Batman?
What about it? It's like cutie marks.
Oh, yeah.
We will never stop the journey until we find our cutie mark.
Showing a bunch of like bank owners or something.
Or Hasbro executives.
Yeah. Those are my best Bane Apple Bloom.
I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
We only have like 10 more or 8 more minutes, so we gotta go through these.
I have a question for Michelle.
Yeah.
Is it fun playing Apple Bloom?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
He's interrupting, I'm sorry.
I think the best part about being on the show, though, is honestly being able to come to these conventions and have you guys supporting us, and it's like a dream for a voice actor, because a lot of the times we don't get recognized for our work, but this is so different. Like, you guys, we get to see you all the time, and we get to talk to you, and you guys are so amazing. You have your own community. It's fantastic. The worst is like trying to explain to people what bronies are, because like people's first impression of what that could be is like they're kind of creeped out by it, but it's like, no, it's so fantastic. I wish I could show you more. Like, it's so hard to explain, but it's amazing. And
I think Fox News did a good job covering us.
Oh yeah. Oh, so annoying. But yeah, it's the best part is seeing you guys and having the Brony fandom.
Sweet, that's the best part.
Yeah.
We're getting vlogged.
Yeah.
This is for posterity.
Yes.
Okay, so this question is for all three of you.
Correct.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes, I'm ready. I'm prepared.
In the event of a zombie apocalypse, what is your guys' zombie plan?
Well.
Wow.
Oh.
Ha! Ho ho!
I'd run.
I'd run too.
Up north,
With a shotgun
and a barrel of fun.
and a keg of the best ale.
We die, probably.
Close enough. There we go. Perfect.
Apple Bloom, what if there were pony zombies in Equestria? What would you do? Oh.
I'm gonna get my zombie cutie mark!
The Walking Dead ponified.
All right, I have a question.
Cool.
Sorry. I have a question for Black Gryphon and Saber Sparks. How did you guys get popular on YouTube? Me and my friends own a channel, and we're just trying like heck to get popular.
It's hereditary. Like, the God said, you will make a popular channel. And I opened my channel, and I had 80,000 subscribers.
Really?
It's like,
See, I got an email from this Nigerian prince saying, if you give me $1 million, I'll give you this pony YouTube channel. I thought, that's pretty even to me.
That's, yeah.
The truth is, we never went into it to do it for popularity. Never. If you do anything for the sake of getting a following of fans, it's going to backfire. Because you got to go into it
genuinely making what you love to do, like whether it's art, music, animation, or whatever. Focus on that. Focus on what you're creating, and put your heart into it, and that will take you to where you'll end up, going. Whether it's 20 followers or 1 million, like Game Grumps or something. So, and also there's a 90% being at the right place at the right time. Dumb luck. And I'm very dumb.
No, you're not. You're modest.
Thank you very much. We're going to try to get through the end of the line here. We got 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
So these will be...
I have 2 questions, if that's all right.
No. Yes.
Michelle, what was it like to work with the cast of Supernatural?
Oh man. Well, it was a long time ago, but it was awesome. And in fact,
She died.
yeah, I died. It was great. I got to work with Jensen Ackles, who was fantastic. But yeah, that was a long time ago. I just remember it was a lot of fun. It was a good experience. And funny story, a director named Mike Roll was the director on that episode of Supernatural, and I was just working with him like yesterday, because he is doing one episode on the series that I'm on, the CBC series I'm on this year, and it's a new one, and it's called Strange Empire. It's coming in the fall, so check it out when it comes out.
Right. And
But it's just funny.
my other question was for Black Gryphon. How
Hello?
did you come up with the, what was your inspiration for Zero Gravity?
Zero gravity. Thank you. But that took a long time to be inspired by.
Do you have any idea how long, we would, all 3 of us, you, me, and Nathaniel, would sit down.
Well,
like,
you and me and Nathaniel only had a brief moment to work on it together.
All 3 of
And
us,
what
that's
we
true.
had.
But you and Nathaniel, then me and you, it was just like, oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Yeah, what ultimately, Nathaniel created a track first.
Yeah.
And then what ultimately
So
ended
we'd
up
always listen to it all the time. We're
And we
going to
couldn't- yeah,
backflip, go do backflips and stuff.
But a lot of times when you create a track, if you don't have an idea, that track works as an instrumental. So we had to kind of find a way to make lyrics and a melody fit into it. So that took a while.
Well, and Gabe and Nathaniel, Nathaniel titles them something random like
Yeah,
Taco. Do you know the song Academy that they wrote? Does anyone know that song? Yeah. Okay, so I call that Taco, T-A-K-O, because that's what it was always called, and that's what I first knew it as.
Yeah.
So I
Faster
called it
Than You
Taco.
Know was called Speak.
Yeah.
Sight Unseen was called Saltwater. There's just a bunch of stuff like that. Crusader was called Tomorrow or something like that. I don't remember.
So, but ours, the one that was,
We have to speed through
was Zero Gravity, so that's
Right.
ZG.
Here we go.
Oh, sorry, we're supposed to do speed round. Stupid.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Chrysalis. Do not suck my heart away or hope. Well.
I'll try my best not to.
Okay.
I have a question for Saber and Gabriel. Why pandas?
Oh, that's a good question, and
Because
there is a reason.
They've had it too good for too long.
Yes, pandas they're not endangered enough.
Because we made a video where we took these bears from Walmart, spray painted them like pandas, and we shot them with rifles. The reason why is because I made a video before where I was saying that due to Equestria Girls or the Alicorn stuff, that the show staff was pandering to us, that they're throwing pandas at us. So then I visited Gabe, and we decided, hey, let's go blow up some pandas with his military-grade weapons, because that's American. Needless to say, on YouTube, a lot of the international folks are like, what's wrong with these Americans? Why are they blowing up stuffed animals? Because freedom, that's why.
So it's a play on words for pandering. That's what
Yes, it's a pun. It's a play on words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there might be a sequel. Who knows?
There might be a prequel. There was a prequel.
But then we'll be pandering if we make another one.
Can't wait.
Panda Docs. It's awesome to see you here.
You too.
And I was wondering if I have a question for Saberspark. I was wondering, like a few weeks back, I got BronyCon. I was wondering about Jacksplit. Did he really stop on mugging?
Yeah, do you guys know who Jacksplit is? Yeah, he does YouTube stuff. He's a bodybuilder, really big buff guy. And apparently on Sunday night, he stopped a mugging in Baltimore. He saw from his hotel window somebody getting mugged, and he ran down there and
broke it up. So allegedly that's what happened. I wasn't there, but I wouldn't doubt it because Jordan's somewhat of a vigilante like Batman. He's like, my parents are dead. I gotta stop this mugging. Where is he? Turns out it actually wasn't a mugging, it was somebody who dropped his plushie and Jackson just tackled the guy. Hey!
Hi, I have a question that I want to ask Michelle Creber.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear my Apple voice? Because I can kind of do it.
I would love to.
Hey, Aunt Polly!
Awesome.
That's pretty good.
I'll try to say, aren't you gonna stay for brunch? Aren't you gonna stay for brunch?
Don't let Hasbro hear you.
This is the fourth generation of My Little Pony right here.
Yes, exactly.
Bravo. Very good. Very, very good.
And last but not least,
I have 3 quick questions, one for each. Let's start with Gryphon. This one's easy. Where are your guns? You're never without them.
That's a good question. My M4 is down this leg. So my AK-47's here. My SIG's in my back pocket. Okay, so here's the thing. Like you say, in the Bronies React, Race likes me to put my guns in the videos because I'm the military Brony. You know, we all kind of we're like pegged. You know, and Jack's Blade's a bodybuilder, and Saber's the comedian. Exactly. No, but so yeah, that's why the guns are always in the videos. It's kind of a joke sort of thing. But all my guns, to answer your question seriously, are in Alabama, locked away.
Usually he just has like a laser, a knife, that kind of regular stuff.
Yeah.
And Saber?
Yes.
How did you get out of Equestria? I mean, you
Good
never...
behavior. I put in some good time at the prison there. I made some license plates. I was talked to the psychiatrist there. They were like, you know, if you want to get out of this port to Equestria, you're going to have to change some things. And I did. I burned my fanfics. That was a big step forward. And they're letting me out just, you know, for now. I'm kind of giving a little bit of a leave. But I got to go back here in a couple of months to Equestria. And apparently this next portal is going to some like human pony world, so I don't know what's next. All I know is I probably need to, you know, bring a backpack.
Hello. And we all know Apple Bloom's wonderful bowling skills. What are yours?
In terms, like, wait. Are you asking if I have bowling skills or what are my skills?
Your bowling skills.
Okay, good. That's, you know, that's good.
Skills at bowling.
Bowling skills? Have we ever gone to
bowling skills?
I feel like we
I
have
just said
done
that
bowling.
we have not. You and I have not gone bowling. I would beat you.
Well,
No, I wouldn't.
no, you probably wouldn't. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Yeah. I used to be like pro, you know? I was like national champion. No, I'm kidding. I totally did not.
Canadians don't believe in bowling balls, so I wouldn't expect it.
They can be too easily weaponized.
Yeah, exactly. Too dangerous.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much. So, at 4 o'clock today, in the Magnolia Room, Black Gryphon, Michelle Creber, Saber Spark, we're going to be doing a Who's Line panel with more comedy and games, and we'd love you all to come there. And tonight at 7:30, Black Gryphon and Michelle have a concert, and you can see the reception desk for information on tickets to that. And they'll be doing music from their various CDs and some of their collaboration music and all the stuff that you might see on their YouTube channels or anywhere else that you follow them. So 4 o'clock, Magnolia Room, we'd love to see you all there.
Yes.
And I'm not sure what's in this room next, but check out your programs. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.